Well, hi, everybody, and welcome in to the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show. Looking good this morning or this afternoon. It's Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director, Sammy Burnett. What did I just turn my mic off for?
I don't know, Carl.
Are we back on? What a goofball.
If they only knew what went on before we came
I know,
on the
they
air.
got me rattled here because
Yeah.
they're accusing me of stealing all the food you brought out here on Monday. I'm going to go on the air and tell everybody that, man, it was sure good.
They don't know nothing about that, apparently.
Sammy brought out some pulled pork and some unbelievable ribs on Monday. And, man, you know what? You can do this for a bit. I think you would make some money at this, Coach.
That's going to be my retirement plan.
Yeah.
I'm serious about it. That's what I want to do. It's going to be my retirement plan. So in 15 years when I retire, good Lord willing, I'll sit around and make ribs.
Well, I hope I'm still around to eat some.
Yep. Those people that have taken care of me will eat for free.
All right. That includes all of us, right?
That's
The
right.
Star, Derek, Randy, of course, and
Yep.
all of us. And to be fair, I did offer Derek some on Monday.
Apparently you didn't because he said you did not, and I believe Stuckley.
Hey, the pulled pork was really good, but those ribs were out of this world. I don't know
I'm-
what you put on those.
Can't tell you.
Okay, it's a secret.
I'm glad you like them though.
Sammy's secret sauce.
That's right. I do them just to practice. I don't eat many of them. I do them to practice, and I ask people to honestly give me your opinion because I figured over 10 years I could perfect it.
Yeah, well, you're getting there. And I tell you, they were perfect, I would say.
Thank you.
So how are you doing? It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Football camp's been going on.
Been going on the last couple of days. We've been blessed with good weather, cool weather, with a lot of participants. Kids are getting out there. We're having a great showing in the younger kids, which is neat because we've had more people attendees this year than we've had in the last several. So I think COVID is helping that with the fact that people are getting out and people want their kids out, and those little kids are having fun and they're smiling, and you see some with great skills and you see some that their skills hadn't developed yet. But it gives us the opportunity to get to know them and work them a little bit and have it fun for them. And then as we go later in the day, we move up to our middle schoolers, our 4th and 5th grade, 6th grade type kids, and it's neat to see them as well. And you sort of refine the camp where we teach a little bit more football skills, position-oriented skills, and then, of course, in the last session, the third session, we're doing 7th and 8th graders incoming, and it's I wish our numbers just a little bit higher, but we have a good mixture of both, and there's some kids with some skills, and I really like that portion because they're the near future, and I can see what's coming. Get to work with them a little bit and get some hands-on with them, let them get to know us as coaches, at the high school, and not a knock on any of our coaches. Usually your junior high coaches are developing as well. So they're learning the game and learning how to coach, learning their personality as a coach at the same time as our youngsters. And of course, when you've been doing as long as I have, you know who you are and what you're about, and you've done so many things that you're got a lot of knowledge in a lot of areas, and our coaching staff is that way. And some of those kids we're coming up saying, I've heard that, but I've never had anybody explain it to me that well. I understand what you're saying. So it's neat to see those kids getting that high level of coaching. It's sort of like as you go from high school to college to the NFL, when you get to the NFL, if you're a tight end, you're a tight end. You know how to be a tight end. Now they're working on the specifics of being a master at that tight end position and the little techniques that you can use to be great. And our coaches at the high school level do the same thing with those kids. So it's neat to see them responding to that coaching because we have a great coaching staff. They're extremely hard worker. They're extremely knowledgeable. And to see those kids grasping that and going, oh, no, man, I've never learned that much in 2 years, which is neat for them. So like I said, not a knock on your junior high coaches because I was that guy at one time and all I was doing is trying to stay above water and learn how to do my job. And our junior high coaches do a great job of that, but our older coaches are just very versed and very knowledgeable and have been around the block. So we're blessed in that area, but to see those kids respond to that is really neat for me.
Well, I bet so. And Derek Stuckley, BrownwoodNews.com, got a bunch of great pictures on Tuesday. Y'all can check those out. And also got some pictures from the girls' basketball camp. That's going well.
Yeah, he actually took one of my angels and shared it with me of her doing the layup. So I got to show it to her last night.
Leighton?
And, Yeah, I had to tell her how proud. It was a neat moment for me to get to share that picture with her. So I thank Stuckley for that. But I did FCA meetings and stuff yesterday, so I was home late. But she's in Burnett, and so she came out real late in her room, and I'm like, "What are you doing still up?" But I showed her that picture, and it was an opportunity for me to express my pleasure in what she's going out doing.
Hey, let me go back to the football camp. Some of these kids will be playing junior high football here the next year or two. Now, as you're out there and study and watch these kids, do you ever see a kid or two and say, man, that kid's got something special right there? He may be pretty good.
I mean, I'll give Aiden Driscoll number one. He's going to be a eighth grader. He's 6'4".
He's a big kid.
Plays
baseball.
A big kid.
Yeah,
he's a baseballer. He's a basketballer. He's a footballer. I mean, he is a good-looking sucker. And what's neat, this is what I'm talking about. The first time he came to camp when we were here 4 years ago, Aiden was bigger than everybody, but he had that baby fat, and he was slow and sort of lazy. And I talked to him about it, and to see him from when he was going into the 6th grade, I guess, to now. And to watch him out there at that camp and how focused he is and how much he's listening and retaining and wanting to be really good, that's the future. So, there's some bright spots. We have some youngsters. I haven't learned their names yet. 6th graders going to be 7th graders that we already got an eye on. Some of those kids that are fast and got good hands, and you start seeing their skill sets. And boy, you talk about the kids that were there, the great variety of linemen. I mean, big boys, but have meat. You know, they're still in the junior highs. They're hitting the weights just like we're at the high school, but it's a little different pace because they're learning how to do it first, and then we go into weights, but they don't get into heavy weights. But those kids are growing, and like I said, it looked really good. And there's a lot of good kids out there, but I would say Aiden's probably the biggest standout for me. You know, I'm a quarterback kind of guy, and so I like to stay with quarterbacks and running backs and receivers, but. He's going to if he continues to work, he'll develop into probably the type of quarterback his dad was. To be honest, his dad was a great quarterback at Brownwood.
All right, man, awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, we have hosting our 7-on-7 state qualifying tournament this Saturday. Give us some details on that.
Whew. June 5th.
Who's in our pool?
Well, that's what you want to know. Okay,
yeah.
I'll lay it out for you. Pool A is Brownwood. We'll be playing at Gordon Wood Stadium. Brownwood, Harper, Lake Belton, and Breckenridge. And then Pool B is who we would meet if we get to the semis, and that would be Ponder, Comanche, Clyde, or McGregor. Those games will be played at Gordon Wood Stadium. Brownwood will play Harper at 9, play Lake Belton at 10:30, and play Breckenridge at 12. And then Pool C is Brock, who we just got in yesterday, Whitney, Glen Rose, and then Grandview, who we just got in yesterday. We had some latecomers. And then Pool D is Graham, Jim Ned, Stephenville, and McKinney Christian. So let's do our pick'ems. Brownwood out of Pool A.
Yep.
I'm picking.
You know, I'm going with McGregor out of Pool B.
McGregor's pretty good.
Yeah, they are solid.
Out of Pool C.
No, that's a tough one. You know, you always want to say Brock, but Glen Rose has got some athletes.
Whitney's not bad out here as well, so I would probably, if I'm picking, Glen Rose.
Okay, I'll go with Brock.
Okay.
Okay, and then Pool D, another tough one. You know, Jim Ned.
I'm going Stephenville.
Okay, I'm going to go with Stephenville.
Jim Ned's going to be really good, but they're just getting out of baseball, so they're just going to be able to find. Graham, I've seen play. They're good, and I've seen McKinney Christian. They're pretty good, but I think Stephenville's, coming into their own.
I think so, too. I'll go with you on Pool D. Stephenville, that's going to be some good 7-on-7 in town Saturday.
Yeah, it looks like the weather's going to hold out, and we're going to be okay, but Pool C and Pool D games, if we have to, if the fields are not playable or they're too wet to where we feel that there could be a possible injury, we've asked early if we could use their stadium to get those teams on turf, which they were gracious enough to allow us to do that, and that's just for injury security of, taking care of kids and making sure something doesn't happen to where they get caught in the mud or something and get hurt. That's the last thing we'd want to happen. But we'll play Pool C and D on the track field. That's the track in the middle that's the field in the middle of the track at the high school. And then Pool A and Pool B, which is what we're in, we'll play at Gordon Wood Stadium.
All right. Man, go out and support these youngsters out there. Great 7-on-7. The next week we go to Jim Ned, I believe.
That is correct.
All right. Hopefully Brownwood gets qualified this week for the state tournament. So go out and support. We have the FCA Basketball Classic in town.
That's right. That's the end of this week, right?
Saturday.
Yeah, that's correct. Saturday.
4 and
It's
6.
always a week, the Saturday before football.
Yeah. Girls at 4, guys at 6. We do have a couple of participants in that game, girls and boys basketball-wise, from Brownwood. So
I need
good
to
luck.
be there to watch and support those groups. I got my All-Star Festival shirt on.
Wow.
It's kicked off, so it's FC All-Star Festival, so that's what we're experiencing. So I'm representing.
I love that shirt right there.
Thanks.
Man, oh man. All right. And of course, you'll be coaching the football game a week from Saturday at Shotwell Stadium.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got together with our coaching staff last night. We stayed up for a good time talking football and how we want to try to implement our practices. Putting people on the roster where, giving them their offensive position, defensive position, what's priority, offense or defense. We've been hitting them out a little bit. We lost a lot of kids from our draft that aren't playing. I got an email this morning, Brad Robinson, who's a Brownwood boy who's going to ACU to play, cannot play now. So he had to be removed from our roster this morning. So that's disheartening to me because they gave me one more chance to be with Brad and let him get out there and play with us. But that's happened to us. We've had a dose of that. So our roster has been depleted, but after visiting with our coaches, we got a great coaching staff. Aaron Rohn, head coach at Abilene Cooper. Matt Jones, head coach at San Antonio TLC, I think it is. Matt Fanning, who is the head coach at Jim Ned, just coming off state championship. Luke Harrison, who coaches at Clark Middle School in Abilene, whose father, John Harrison, was my coach.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in high school. Great person, just like his father.
Luke was a pretty good high school ball player himself back in the day.
And we got together and we reminisced yesterday. It gave us a chance to catch up as good.
Wow.
And then Dexter Nard, who is our offensive line coach at Brownwood, is going to be a part of that. So I'm excited about getting to work with him. It's going to be a great week. The week is full. It's busy, but we're going to have a good time and we're going to give some fellowship to those kids.
All right. And, of course, Monday, the summer conditioning program also gets underway. You talked about that last Monday.
Yeah, Monday through Thursdays, 9 to 11 is what I think we're going to have it down to. We got it organized and ready to go. Those kids are going to have the rest of this week off, and then they're going to be back on Monday, and we're going to start rocking and rolling and getting ready for that. And it's going to be August before you know it, and I'm excited about that opportunity as well. And, going back, let me just flash back. I forgot to mention, our lineman went to Hardin Simmons last Saturday and finished 4th overall in their lineman challenge. I thought that was really good because that is a big one. That is a big lineman challenge, and for our guys to come in the top 5, I thought was really special. So congratulations to the big boys. That's the heart of the team. If you don't have a line, you don't have a heart, and without a heart, you don't survive. So I'm always preaching them. They're the heart of the team. So proud of what they're doing as well.
Boy, amen to that. Glad you brought that up. We have some more camps next week. I think baseball camp Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, I got this one. You stole the softball, but I'll go through this. No, it's good. June 7th through the 9th. That's Monday through Wednesday at Moore South All Field. Session 1 is 6 to 10 years old. That's from 9 to 10:45. Session 2 is 11 through 14-year-olds, and that's 11 to 12:45. It's $45. You can get this flyer at the front office of the athletic office in Warren Gym. If no one's there, if we're at camps or doing something else, the door's always locked. You can fill it out, put payment in there, slide it under the door. Lisa's still taking those. Coach says that you need to bring your own glove, hat, wear baseball pants. We also encourage you to bring your own bats and water, not required. In other words, they may have a bat or two, and they may have a bottle of water y'all can share.
All right.
Not really. They'll have plenty of water, I promise.
I love it. All right. Get those kids out there and play a little baseball.
Amen.
Lady Lions softball camp is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, too. So same deal on the forms, and all of that begins at 8:30 Tuesday morning. So they're going to have fun with the Lynn twins on that one, too.
They are.
Yeah.
You sounded more professional when you read your flyer.
Yeah, it's a professional DJ right here.
Yeah. Boy, it's bad, isn't it?
That's awful. It's getting deep in here.
It's one of those Carl Wayne days.
Hey, I got to go back serious now. Last Friday, you and Jason Bachtel and our general manager, Mitch Dillard, had a chance to visit Dallas, presented him with some great items. That had to be pretty special.
Yeah, you're trying to get me emotional, aren't you?
Okay, sorry.
Number one, Dallas looked great. Shoot, here I go. We had about 2 hours that we talked, and it was neat to listen to him talk to Mitch about the way he was brought up in radio and the color man and that kind of stuff, and some advice. So, and when he's talking, everyone listens. And then we talked about Jason Bechtel's father, who's Coach Bechtel, who was a head coach at Brownwood, was a coach when I played here, great man, been a coach for many years, where he had an accident, and we talked about his time, and we talked about my time a little bit, but the funnest for me was just to listen to Dallas and just tell stories, and watching him tell those stories and seeing his health. I mean, he looked great to me, if you're asking me, and he's getting stronger every day. And I think by August he's going to be going to games. And it's what he explained to us is however long the process was, it takes twice as long to recover, but he's on that right track, and then the right timing of his recoveries to get his strength back and all that kind of stuff. So I thought it was a blessing. I'm thankful that I was invited to go to that, but it was just 2 more special hours that I got to spend with him and just listen. We got to take some pictures, which were neat. Gave him a Brownwood Lion helmet and a Howard Payne Yellow Jacket helmet, and Coach Bechtel talked about going back to the old days, like the 71 team that was successful, and sort of throwing back in what we did when we came back home. We went back to the traditional uniform. I think you're going to see Howard Payne doing that. I hope I didn't say something I wasn't supposed to say, but it's already said, so sorry, Jason. Shouldn't have invited me to the party.
Well, Linda wanted you at that party, and so glad you
and Linda looked beautiful as always.
But Dallas does look great.
Yes, he does.
And got a couple of pictures last week, including the one with you and Mitch and Jason. Very special.
Yes, they are. Believe me. But it was a good time. Really didn't want to leave. I had to get dressed and go to graduation, but I was pushing that time back as far as I could because I just didn't want to go. It was a good time. I really had a good time visiting.
Yeah, Mitch said the same thing, that he just sat there in awe and listened to you guys.
That's right. That's a great way to put it. When Dallas Houston talks, you're sitting there in awe. It was an awesome time. Yeah. All right, Dallas, and Dallas is going to make, we think, a public appearance Saturday at the girls' basketball game at Warren Gym. Yep. So there's going to be a special presentation at halftime. Dallas may be a part of that. Yep. So come on out. That's awesome. All right. Ben, I'm sure glad you got to do that. Me too. All right, Coach. Anything else today? Good show today. It was a good show. Let's thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Avalon Custom Homes, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howard Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter & Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas. Have you ever seen Bart Johnson's twin boys, Hank and Sims? Yes, I have. Mills, I mean. Let me just tell you, I went to eat lunch at Humphrey Peets with Coach Mauser and Coach Harris the other day, and I looked over my right shoulder and I saw Miss Johnson. And she had the grandkids, and they were running around and got to see them all. They're cute boys. Yes, they are. Saw them at the park yesterday. They just having a good time. Energy. They do. It's amazing to see how much energy little kids have, but little boys to me seem to have a whole lot of energy. Yeah. And they did. They were having a great time. Cute kids right there. Yeah. That's Deborah and Bart's kids right there. Good stuff. That's Deborah and Bart's grandkids. Right. Senior, right. Yes. Bart Jr.'s kids, right. Yes. All right. Man, that's awesome. All right. I just saw them at the park. I thought they were cute kids. Yeah, they're going to be Brownwood Lions. I'm ready for Hunter and Mills. Yeah. All right, and thanks to Star, our producer engineer as always, and Derek Stuckley for whatever he does and all of his excellent coverage at brownwoodnews.com. And before we go, I just got to say, if you ever cannot find a name to name your child, just name them Brownwood, Texas.
That's it. Name of Brownwood.
Yeah, like that lady this morning on
The-
the radio show. Zephyr,
Yeah.
Texas, somebody. I'm like, really?
Exactly.
Someone named their kid Zephyr, Texas.
They did. So Brownwood, Texas.
Yeah.
We need a kid named Brownwood, Texas.
Yeah, Brownwood Burnett.
Hey, there you go.
That had to be one of my cheerings.
Although we do have a Burnett, Texas.
Yeah, if it had two T's, it'd be Burnett, Texas.
That's right. All right, Coach, good stuff. I hope you have a good rest of the week. We'll see you Saturday 7 on 7.
I'll be there. Have a great day, Brownwood.
Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett on the Coaches Show every Monday and Wednesday here at KOXE 101.3 and video streamed on the KOXE KBWD Facebook and KOXE.com.